UK Defence Secretary is warning Russia's president, don't try it on, as NATO forces continue to train in Eastern Europe. GB News has been given exclusive access to a NATO training exercise in Poland, where British and Polish forces are working together to plan for any possible attack by Russia. It's part of Steadfast Defender, the largest military exercise since the Cold War, and a message to Putin that NATO allies are ready and willing to protect themselves from any threat. Our reporter Ray Addison joined the exercise and sent this report from Poland.
They move from room to room, breaching, clearing. These NATO soldiers may not speak the same language, but they are fluent in the art of urban warfare, working together to neutralise the enemy. And as the tip of the spear, they're ready to roll against Russia in a matter of hours. Lieutenant Colonel Ben Hawes is in command.
My major observation is soldiers are soldiers, and no matter what language they speak, we all understand the NATO drills that we have to go through, and we've been able to, after a very short period of practice, execute some very complex operations.
This is just the latest exercise involving British troops. Defence Secretary Grant Shapps is here to show his support.
I would say back home most people are unaware of this enormous NATO exercise. Not just large, the biggest since the Cold War.
20,000 are taking part in Operation Steadfast Defender, with another 70,000 from all 32 NATO allies. It's designed to send a very clear message to the Russian president. Don't push us too far.
Putin's endgame is to carry on expanding Russia. You don't have to take my word for it. It's what he's said himself many times. NATO isn't trying to expand into other people's territory. We are simply here to defend our values of freedom and sovereignty and democracy. We should be proud of what these guys have been doing here, making sure we can exercise together, most importantly of all, sending a very clear signal to Putin or any other despotic leader that we will stand up for ourselves and don't try it on.
With Russia's war in Ukraine now in its third year, the Defence Secretary is urging Western allies not to get fatigued, but to treat Putin's ongoing invasion as a wake-up call, a message that we must have the resolve to spend what is required on defence. If not, it will only embolden those who may wish to test our resolve. Meanwhile, these NATO forces stand ready to deploy within 48 hours.
Though no NATO country wants war, Putin's illegal invasion of Ukraine has reminded the West that it can never show weakness. And there is certainly strength in numbers. Ray Addison, GB News.
Great stuff. Now, if you're watching or listening to GB News yesterday, then you'll know that Ray Addison had quite a dramatic trip to and from Poland. Viewers can see an image of Ray sat next to Grant Shapps on the RAF plane that had its GPS system jammed by Russia. Now, the flight lost GPS navigation and internet access, both flying to and from Poland. But fortunately, Mr. Shapps was assured by pilots that the safety of the aircraft and our man Ray Addison was never at risk. That's GB News right at the heart of the action.